Table for two, table for two. Having fun, playing games, just me and you.
Welcome to the Table for Two show. I'm Phil.
And I'm Jane.
And today we're here to play my favorite game.
His favorite game.
Ascension by Stoneblade Entertainment.
Yes, he loves this game. Actually, I do too, but I would say Phil's like into it.
It might be an addiction level at this point.
We've been playing this game for quite a while, actually, and the funny part about it is we kept saying we're not going to put it on the show because it wouldn't be a fair review. But then we thought, you know what? I'm sure there's somebody out there who's never seen it before, and we think everybody should see this game.
Yeah, definitely.
The good news is today when we go through the game, we're playing a very cute little edition. It's called the Apprentice Edition of the game. It's a little tiny box. It's actually a starter set, for better words, because we've never played before. This is a great way to get started with Ascension because it's not that expensive, less than 20 bucks. If you don't like it, you haven't spent a lot of money, but I think you will. And then if you really like Ascension, just the little Apprentice Edition, then you buy things like this, Ascension Realms Unraveled. They have 6 different versions. It's a deck building game.
Yeah.
Let's just admit, it's a deck building game, but each game plays on its own, but you can also combine the decks and really have a good time.
Yeah.
The game, the Apprentice, is a 2-player, just so you know, for Apprentice. But then with the expansions, you can go 4 and even 6 players, depending on the expansions that you get. So again, if you do like it like we do, then you start buying all the expansions.
Yeah.
And then if you're really, really addicted, Philip, what do you do? What do you do, Philip?
You can play on iPad or you can play on Android.
Ascension on the iPad or the
And
Android.
it'll work great on a tablet, and it even works on a phone.
And it's internet based, so when I'm in a hotel room for my other job and he's home, we're like, want to play Ascension?
Yeah.
I played this on Southwest Airlines. I've actually been on the plane playing this with my husband. It's so cool when they have wireless on the plane. We are addicted.
Yeah, and that multiplayer plays very well. It's very immediate how that works.
What a great game. So that's why we said we have to show this, even if we're just going to show the basic set on the show, because we want everybody to know how to play this game and how wonderful it is.
Yeah.
Before we get started, though, with Philip explaining this wonderful game, a couple of quick tips. We were going to be, where were we going? Well, we were in
We were in Las Vegas.
Vegas.
And we brought this set.
We did.
And we had every intention of playing it, but
and taping the show with it.
I think the fun of Las Vegas got hold of us. We were just having too much fun.
Screw the show. Let's just have more fun.
Let's set the cameras up. Where are we going to do it? It was a lot of hassle compared to all the fun we were having.
Yeah, so we decided to have fun and play the game here.
Yeah.
So that's that. But then also we had a friend come with us to Vegas.
Yes, we did.
And he's joining us here on the show today. Welcome, George the Bear. Now, what the heck is this all about? This is George, and he's from Mrs. Angel's class here in Illinois where we live. George has been around the country visiting different people for the class, like a little class mascot, and they wanted him to be on the show. So here he is. He's on the show. He's not going to play Ascension, though. It's only a 2-player game. So, but guess what? We also brought George to Vegas. So George is hanging out in Vegas with us, having a good time. It was really fun carrying George around Vegas.
Yeah. Taking
Okay,
selfies.
that's enough of George. Bye, everybody. That was George. So I wanted to make sure I pointed George out because he's so cute.
Yeah.
We did have a fun time in Vegas, walking around with him and taking pictures of all sorts of places.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I want to mention before we actually get started is we have a friend, a great company in Wisconsin called Trollworks. And Trollworks, this guy makes some amazing stuff. I definitely check out his Etsy page. We'll put the information up. But he built, and this is just amazing, but this is all custom built, a dice tower. And you can't probably see this here on the video, but Phil put a picture with our logo on it. It says Table for Two show here. So if you haven't ever used a dice tower before, this is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. You basically just, you have your dice, and so instead of flying across the room, sometimes we're playing games like, my dice. You just go, and then you see what you rolled. Yeah. What's also neat about this,
This one's cool.
Yeah, this is cool. So if you're going to go to your friend's house to play, if you have friends, like we have a few, you want to take your D20s and play an RPG or something, you can take all of your dice, and it closes, and it makes a little dice case as well.
Inside. So
if you're interested in getting one of these, you can go to Trollworks and we'll put the information up on our show page here. Mm-hmm. But we actually got 4 of these. And we're like, well, what are we going to do with 4 of them, Philip? What should we do?
I think we should give them away.
Give them away. So what I would like you to do is, if you're interested in getting one of these neat little, and again, we have 4 of these now, dice boxes, go ahead and send us a message on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Just put in the message subject line, dice box. We will pick a winner by June 1st. And we decided one of the 4 winners? What will one of the 4 winners get besides this beautiful dice box?
One of the winners are going to get a copy of Ascension this
So
game.
that's a good thing. So enter to win. Gotta be in it to win it.
Gotta be in.
All right.
Yep.
So good luck to everybody to do that. So anyway, Phil, it's all you, honey. This
the
is
good
your
part.
game.
So now we get to talk about the game.
That was a good part.
It was good too,
Oh, wait.
of course.
I'm drinking.
Oh, that's a good part too.
I'm on a diet right now, which sucks. The only way I can eat a cupcake is to drink it. Today we're drinking cupcake wine from California. It's actually called cupcake wine. This is the red velvet.
A little leery of this one.
Well, it's still less calories than the actual damn cupcake.
It is.
So at least you can pretend.
It looks good.
It smells good. Okay, so cupcake wine, folks. If you can't eat a cupcake, drink a cupcake. Red velvet cupcake. All right, Philip. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, Phil, you tell us all about your favorite game.
All right. So let's start with the game board. What you're looking at here is the back side of the rules.
That's a board?
With the Apprentice Edition, you just flip the rules over and you've got a game board right there.
That's pretty cool. Travel worthy. You can travel with it. Plus, again, if you don't want to spend that extra money, you just want to try the game, you still get a board, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
If you do buy, I gotta show this. It's really pretty. The artwork in this game is amazing. If you buy the expansions and you get the the real game board, look how beautiful that is. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So of course we have that, but
Same layout.
same layout.
So it plays
but
exactly the
yeah,
same.
it's a little more expensive, but it's worth it if you like the game.
So we start each player with a deck of 10 cards.
Yep.
And in that deck, you're going to see that there are 2 militia, which will get you power. Power is what you use to kill monsters, such as monster right on the board over here or monster over here. We've also got 8 apprentice. They will get you runes when you play those. Not ruins, runes.
And runes you can buy things with the runes.
Yes, you can get
Almost like
constructs and heroes with the runes, which you can see a bunch of out here. So it just matches up with the symbol on the top of the card, power and runes.
Yeah, so if you have 3 runes, you can buy this. If you have 6 power, you can kill that monster.
Yes.
That's an expensive monster to kill, by the way. It's hard to get 6.
Yes, it is. So as you can tell, we can't get that yet. So.
No, we only have 2.
But later. So you start with shuffling your cards.
Shuffle. And don't look at them when you shuffle, like I just did. Right. Shuffle, shuffle.
And then you deal yourself 5 cards to form your starting hand. And the rest go in the deck over here.
All right, I'm ready to play. Oh, you got keys. All right, you better tell us about the rest of the board first.
Right. So next you'll see there's a center deck over here. The center deck contains monsters, heroes, and the constructs, which all form the center row. Anytime a card is taken from the center row, it gets refilled from the center
It's
deck.
almost like a little market you can buy stuff from.
Yeah, it
Or
really
kill
is.
monsters on.
Yep. Now off to the side here we have something called a mystic, and we have another thing called a heavy infantry. Now these are here at all times, so if you can't afford one of the cards in the middle, or you really just want to have a card that gets you 2 runes or 2 power, you can buy those at any time as long as you have enough runes.
Right.
Off to the side here we have a cultist. There's only one of them.
He's a
because
monster.
You basically just you don't add that card to a deck or anything, so there's just one. He's a monster that you can kill at any time. So just like these cards, if you don't have enough power to kill one of the monsters out here, or you decide you don't want to, you just want to kill a cultist, you can go ahead and kill as many of those on a turn as you want.
Right, so it's almost like when you're desperate, you've got nothing else to do.
Right, so, but there's an advantage to it, it gets you 1 honor. So,
What's honor, Phil?
honor, so there are a whole bunch of chips over here. This is called the honor pool.
Honor pool.
The whole object of this game is simply to have the most honor at the end of the game. Whoever has the most honor wins the game. It's that simple, but there are actually 2 ways to get honor. One is they come from this pool, and as you kill monsters or you play other cards, there's one over here that has a little honor symbol on it. As you play the cards or kill monsters, you get those chips. The other way is at the end of the game, in your deck, your entire deck that you've collected, it's a deck building game, that you've collected, there are honor points associated with each card. So you add those to your honor, the honor chips that you've earned. Adding those together, whoever has the most wins the game and is the champion.
What's interesting about that, which is where I failed at this game quite a bit and he'd win all the time, I won once in a while, is because when you're gathering the chips, you're thinking, oh, look at my chip pile, I'm going to win the game, yeah, yeah, yeah. But then you don't realize that in his hands, he's got a whole bunch of honor that you're not even, you don't really know what they have
Got
until
some
the end of the
sixes
game.
and some eights and some fours.
Even
The next
on the-
thing you know,
Yeah, even on the iPad, I think I'm winning, and all of a sudden he's got 100, and how did he get 100 honor points? Because he had all the cards that were good in his hand. So when you're buying these, you want to make sure, if two cards cost the same, like these both cost 4 runes each, one might have more honor than the other. So you want to be careful when you're purchasing.
and there's a
them.
balance, because sometimes the ones with less honor have more capability, so there's a lot of strategy to this game, you'll see as we
Yeah. One thing that's really cool too, only one more thing, again, Apprentice Edition, paper tokens, very cute. When you buy the big game, you get these really cool gems for honor. Pretty. I know, I get excited about stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. All right,
Okay, there are a lot of things to talk about in this game. I think it will just be easier if we just play a few hands of the game.
Absolutely. All right, so why don't you go first? I'm just going to grab something over here. Go ahead, you guys start the game.
So, I've already dealt myself the 5 cards, so I'm going to play these. Now, you can play them all together, or you can play them one by one as you acquire cards over here. So, I'm going to start by playing 4 of the Apprentice. Oh no, let's make that, I only have 3 Apprentice. 3 Apprentice.
Apprentice. So what can you buy with 3 Apprentice there?
Okay, so that gives me 3 runes. I'm going to grab this Mechanic Construct. It's called the Burrower's Mark. And I have to take a moment to look at this too. The artwork on these cards is great, and it matches up with what's named on the card. There's sometimes a little text on the bottom that describes it a little more. So the first time you play, take some time to look at the artwork and kind of absorb what the cards are all about. Even though in the end it's all about the statistics, what's on the card and what it gets you. So
They're really cool looking.
they really are. So this one is the Burrower's Mark II. And I mentioned it's a Mechanic Construct. Anything I purchase goes right to my discard pile. I don't get to play
Unless it says otherwise. Sometimes you get a rule, but right now, yeah.
Yeah, you always stick to the game rules unless the card says otherwise.
Right.
So I'm going to turn over a card from the center deck to make that available.
And what else you
And
got?
I've
Anything else
got
left to spend?
2 cards left to play. So both of my militia came up.
Oh, 2
So
power.
that gives me 2. There isn't anything I can buy with 2 or kill with 2. So there's the cultist. So I'm going to kill a cultist, and that ends my hand. But I do get 1 honor for
You
killing
get 1
that
honor.
cultist.
And you're up at least 1 honor from me.
So I've played all 5 cards, so those cards also go to the discard pile. Cultist is kind of different. Cultist never goes to the discard pile. It just stays here. They might as well have just let you put it off the board itself. So
Well, I guess if you don't have the board with you, at least you have to
you can
use
put it off to the
yeah.
side, right?
All right.
Got my 1 honor, end of my turn,
But then you have to grab your next 5
and I
cards.
have to deal my next 5.
Deal yourself another 5 next turn. Okay, so my turn, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Apprentice in my hand. Hence I have 5 runes to use.
Wow,
in-
it's a Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. So if I look at the board here, you'll see there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that I can buy with 4 runes each. I can't afford the 6 card, the 6 rune one. I have no monster killing power at this moment. So looking at the bottom of these cards, you'll see this gives me 2 honor, 2 honor, 2 honor. Oh, 4 honor. I think I'll buy this one. So 4 runes to buy it. This is a Rocket Courier Mechanic Construct. Now again, I put it in my discard pile as Phil said, but later in the game I'll get 4 points for that, which is good for honor
Right.
points. Again, I discard and I drop to 5 and only 5 left, so your turn. Oh wait, I forgot to turn the card over.
Turn that one over. I forget that all the
We have to
time.
remind us also to do that all the
Yeah,
time.
the iPad reminds us it does it automatically, so
Yeah,
get used to
that's
that.
good. Version. All right, next. What are
Okay,
you gonna
so, well, this time, I had the 2 militia last time, so now I've got my own 5 apprentice.
Okay.
So let's see, again.
This
well, now
cupcake is really good.
Is
Cupcake.
it? I had a little bit. It's pretty good. Let's see, I think I'll go for the Demon Slayer, which is 4.
That's cool.
And then there's a 1 over here. And I can't buy any of these with a 1, so I guess I'll take the Grease Monk, which is a Mechanic Hero.
And you always want to look at them, because sometimes there's something that immediately happens and sometimes it happens later. So you always want to,
Right.
again, read your cards. It's
Yeah,
very
the
important.
Void Hero doesn't have anything there. In this one, it's
Nothing
not
else
while I'm
time.
acquiring it. So,
Yeah.
but it is important to read the card.
Always read your cards. Especially if you really do like this game and you start buying the expansions. One thing we should mention, all the game, you buy all 6 expansions, you could play them all at one time.
Yeah.
And then you've got a deck like this, no kidding, or piles of decks sitting there. So you want to look at the cards because the expansions do have a lot more rules and things.
Yeah, definitely.
Read your cards. Okay, so my turn.
Spent 5 runes. That goes to my discard pile.
All right, so now, what happens when you run out of cards in your deck?
Well, you reshuffle these.
You have to reshuffle your discard pile. So you can shuffle, I'm doing my turn. All right, so I have 2 militia, and I've got 3 apprentice in my hand right now. As you can see, I can't buy anything on the center row with any of my cards. So if I look here to the right, my left, your right, I could actually, for 3 of the runes, I could actually buy either 1 of the mystic cards, which would give you 2 more runes, or I could buy, with 2 of the runes, a +2 power. I'm actually going to buy that, so I'm going to use 2 cards to buy that. And then I'm also going to, the 1, I can't buy anything, so that's basically useless. You have to play all the cards in your hand, so that is nothing. And then I have the 2 militia, again, I can't kill any monsters on the board, but heads, I could also kill the cultist on this turn and get myself 1 honor token, and then I discard. Now I'll shuffle and you can go.
Okay.
I love this. Did we say we love this game already? It's not a hard game to learn. I mean, there's strategy, but you gotta read those cards.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's just so fun.
Well, none of the cards that I acquired came up. I've just got Militia and Apprentice. So, with the 3 Apprentice, all I can do is buy a Mystic. So I'm going to buy a Mystic. And then with the 2 Militia, all I can do is kill a Cultist. So I kill the Cultist,
There's your
give
power.
me another power,
Here's your
give me another honor, discard those, and that's the end of my turn.
Yeah. So the big, by the way, the first couple hands, obviously you have a lot, you don't have that many cards yet, so it's, you don't get a lot to do at the beginning. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have 1, 2, 3 Apprentice. Again, nothing here I can buy from the middle row. However, I could go ahead and buy another Mystic for the 3. That gives me 2 more runes for later. And then I've got 1 militia and plus my 2 militia I got earlier, which is 3 militia, but guess what? Still nothing I can kill yet, but I can kill another cultist, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And I'll take my honor point for that, and then I'll take my X5 cards.
Yeah, and then anything you have left over, like there you had 1 power left over, there's nothing you can do with that, so it just basically
It just
gets
goes into
discarded.
the pile.
So-
yeah.
Okay,
Alright,
so starting my next turn, now this is kind of interesting. So I've got, let me just lay these out. So I've got quite a collection here. I've got a Mechanic Construct. Now a Construct is the kind of card that may or may not do something at the time you play it, but you collect these and they basically give you some power that's persistent throughout the game. So I'm going to put this Construct over here. Now what this Construct says is it says once per turn, when you, let's get that up close. Once per turn, when you put this or another Mechanica construct into play under your control, draw a card. So this one, since I'm putting it into play, I'm actually going to draw a card right away.
And there's a little area on the board where you place your constructs. Normally Phil and I would be facing each other in this game, just so you know, but obviously with the camera we can't do that.
So now I get to draw a card for my own draw pile, so I'm basically getting a 6th card for this turn. Which
That's a cool card.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So
Right.
next I will play the Mechana Hero. It says gain 1. You pay 1 less the next time you acquire a construct this turn. So that's important, and it's better to not put that right in the discard pile or put it ahead of it. Just show that you played it, but it is still kind of active because I may come back and buy something that I can do with that card. Although this turn is probably unlikely.
We'll see.
I'm going to play a Void Hero. This is the Demon Slayer. That gets me 3 power. So let's put that on the side over here. And
So right now you have 3 power
I
here.
have 3 power.
And you have 3 runes here.
And I still have 3 runes. So
and
with
plus
the
that
3,
1 rune, by the way. You got extra rune here. So you have
with a
4
rune
runes.
there too. So I can, really the only thing I can do with the power is get the cultist. So I'll take care of the cultist right away.
Bye-bye, cultist.
And let's get rid of him.
Now you have 4 runes, four runes.
Now I've got 4 runes. I'm not going to do anything with that extra rune condition. There's nothing here that I'm going to get. So I'll just take the 4, and let's go with the Lifebound Hero Star Child.
I like the name of that one, Star Child.
Yep.
Reminds me when I was a little kid.
And that's the end of my turn, so I will discard everything.
All right, so it's my turn. So I also, in my hand this time, I have a Mechana construct. It says once per turn, when you acquire another Mechana construct, which I don't have yet, I may put it into play under your control. So I'm just going to leave that up and running.
Okay.
So if I get another one, I can do it. Meanwhile, I've got 1, 2, 3 apprentices. And looking here again, not much I can buy with 3 apprentices right now. However, I could buy 1 mystic or I could buy 1 heavy infantry. I like buying the heavy infantry. It's just me. So I'll use 2 to buy the heavy infantry. And then I also have 1 militia, which does me nothing. Because honestly, I can't even kill the cultists with just 1. So it goes into my discard pile. And then I'm going to have to, I get my first 2 and then I got to reshuffle. Your turn.
Okay. So
Well,
and
we're
what
not
I
too
just
fast here.
what I just did on my turn with the reshuffling is I only had 2 cards left in my draw. Those I draw
Yeah, that's what I did
first.
too.
Then I shuffle the discard pile. So you don't just shuffle them all together. You deplete
Take what
your
you have
you
first,
deplete your
yeah.
deck. Then you draw from that. So I drew back up to 5.
2, 3, 7, 5. Okay.
So I'm going to start with the Star Child. It says gain 1. I'll put these over here. Gain 1 honor and 1 rune.
So you get an honor.
I'll get that honor.
What do you do with the honor?
It also says I get to draw a card.
Yeah.
So let's see. So now I've got 1 honor, I've got 5 honor with the apprentices, and I'm also going to play this Grease Monk that says I gain another honor, so now I've got 6.
Wow.
And I would actually pay 1 less if I acquire any construct this turn. Now the funny thing is there are no constructs here, but I could actually get a construct of 7 with these cards. Otherwise I can get any hero with 6. So I'm going to grab this hero. Let's see, Emery, 1 with the Void, gain 4. That's 4
That's
power.
nice for later.
Is nice for later. That
Alright.
gets discarded
That's
right
a good
away.
buy.
These cards are all spent.
Yep.
So I
My
discard
turn.
those, and it's your turn.
All right. Well, my hand wasn't that great. I've got 4 apprentice in this hand, and I've got 1 heavy infantry, which gives me 2 power. So with my 4 apprentice, let's see, I can buy this card or this card. I think I'm going to go with the one that has more honor. So I'm buying a rocket courier. Oh, another one of these, but I can't do it yet. Oh wait, actually it says once per turn when you acquire another mechanical construct, you may put it into your control right away. Right?
Yes, so, and you always pay attention to the card, so you're not going to discard it.
Right, so I'll put it here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those are there. So I bought that with that, so I'm gonna take those out. And I still have 2, which again, I'm killing a cultist because there's nothing else. Well, actually I should make sure first. Yeah, no, nothing else to kill.
Yeah.
But I still get my 1 little honor point for killing the dude.
Okay, so well, one of the things to mention too, there are 4 different factions of characters, heroes and constructs in the game. There's Mechana, there's Void, there's Lifebound, and Enlightened. That's important. Each of them has a certain emphasis of what they do. Like Void may help you get rid of cards. Mechana might help you build more. Like for instance, these 2 Mechana constructs kind of work together with each other. So that's something to pay attention to. There are also times when it's better to have 1 of each different faction. So it's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah,
As
I mean,
you're playing.
you gotta think in this game. It's quick, but you have to think.
So the apprentice and the militia don't really belong to a faction. So some do, some don't. I'm going to play. I've got 2 apprentice and a mystic, which gives me 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to grab the 2-fold Ascara Enlightened Hero. That'll be useful later.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got 2 militia.
Guess
Again,
what?
2
Kill the
power.
cultist.
All I can do is kill a cultist, grab an honor.
That cultist dies a lot. You know, now
Yeah.
he's got 5 honor now, so I'm gonna go ahead and exchange his 5 tokens for a 5.
Thank you very much.
Just to make life a little easier there.
Yeah.
And he built up his hand again.
Mhm.
All right, now in my case, I have a really bad hand again. I have 2 apprentice. The only thing I can do with 2 apprentice right now is to buy another heavy infantry, so fair enough. And then I have 4 militia, still not enough to kill the monster. So, but with 4 militia, guess what? I can kill a cultist twice, bang, bang.
Mhm.
So then I get 2 more, which means I'm gonna go ahead and exchange mine for a 5 as well. And put that in my discard, and now it's your turn.
Okay. So early on in the game, the sequence that you play cards isn't quite as important. Now, depending on what you have, it becomes important. So here I'm going to play my Demon Slayer first. This is the one that I just got a little while ago that gives me a power of 3. And the reason I'm mentioning the importance of that is now I'm going to play 2-fold Ascara, copy the effect of a hero played this turn.
Oh, nice.
This is the one I want to copy. So now I have a power of 6.
Very
so
nice.
before I even bother playing the rest of my cards, I'm going to look at this. So
Kill
here's
the
that
monster.
6.
Bye-bye, monster.
Tarek the Trickster, who's been sitting out here since the beginning of the game. That's going to be useful. That could be worth honor of 5 down the line.
Well, actually, no. Let me make sure he does his game right. He gets 5 right
Oh,
away.
I get that 5 right away.
This is the first monster we're killing,
That's
so we're
right.
forgetting.
I'm in the habit of putting them in the discard
Yeah,
pile.
monsters, when dead, go into what's called the void.
Avoid, yes.
And you get your honor right away, so you get 6.
5.
5, but
Five.
still, oh wow, that's a
Good
good
catch
one.
on that.
That's a good one. All right, so he killed the monster.
Killed the monster.
All right.
And now I have a mystic and 2 apprentice, which gives me 4.
4.
Now there are no monsters available, but that's okay.
No monsters.
I think
You have the power anyway.
I think I will just go with this Mechanica Hero.
All right. How much does that one cost you?
That one's going to cost me 3.
All right, so you still have 1 left.
And I'm just checking that the construct doesn't have anything to do with that. No, it does not.
All right.
That is something that when you start to collect a lot of constructs, you have to pay attention because some of them might say, as soon as you acquire this type of hero, you have to do something. So
Yeah, and that's another good thing about the iPad game. It tells you, oh, by the way, you got this card you got to play.
right,
so
or
you
to highlight the card, or yeah, it
Which
it
I
does
love.
help. So
All right, so my turn. I have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 ruins.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, true. So I could buy maybe a fly trap witch, or I could buy a land. Then I'm looking at the honor again. I'm gonna take this one. This is a land talker. Land talker. It sounds like me. Oh, anyway.
You said it, not me.
I know what I am. Okay, and that's for later. So that actually gives me 3 later, but I don't need it right now. So
Okay.
that's all I can do. Your turn.
All right. I ended up with a very simple hand this time. I've got 4 apprentice. We need another card here.
Oops, I see.
Sorry.
Gotta remember to do that, even I forget. Oh, we got 2 abolishes.
I know. And some of these can combine together. Those don't.
No monsters are coming up.
No, but you know
Who
that
shuffled this deck?
that happens. That does happen. I'm going to use the 4 to get both of these abolishers.
Look at you taking all the abolishes.
Refill those.
Come on, monsters. No monsters.
Those could be useful.
All right, what do you got?
And then the
anything else?
last, I have a militia, 1 power, can't do anything with it, discard.
Bye-bye, militia. All right, well, unfortunately, in my hand, I still have only 4 power. Not enough to, well, nothing to kill anyway. So guess what? 2 cultist kills coming out there.
Easy.
Which gives me my 2 honor points. And then I've got 1, 2, actually I got 1, 2, I actually got another power, which does me no good. So, 2. So do we see nothing? Oh, I can buy this. I'll buy 1 of these. And I've got nothing else to play, but this is a lifebound hero where I get, oh, this will be good for later. Again, I get honor later if I get to play it. All right.
All right, so let's see. I'm going to
The hard
start
part is
off.
shuffling and reshuffling.
Yeah.
I think that's my only complaint. The iPad
You don't
is much
have to
better.
be too crazy with the
No,
shuffling.
but when it gets
You can
bigger,
do
you do. But
Yeah.
the iPad is nice because it does it for you.
Yeah. So let's see. I'll start again with the grease monk. Gives me 1 honor. 1 room.
You don't be taking honor when you can't get any honor. Trying to
Let's
cheat.
see, 2,
Cheater.
3. So I've got 3, and if I'm buying a construct, I pay 1 less. And that's a hero, not a construct.
Okay.
Well, it looks like, that's kind of funny. I pay 1 less to get this construct of 3, so it only costs me 2. Well, that's useful.
Why don't you go for it?
I will do that. So I'm going to grab this one. That only cost me 2,
Okay.
so I still have 2 more, so I can get heavy infantry.
All right.
That finishes those off.
Okay.
I also have Emery, 1 with the Void, which is a gain of 4 power.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was a monster for you to kill?
And there's a 5th one here, which doesn't do me any good. I'm going to kill Boom Boom, 2 cultists.
2 cultists
I get
coming
1
up.
left over, doesn't do me any good, but that's 2 more honor and finishes my turn.
Well, again, this is a very exciting game we're playing here. I've got 3 power, hence monsters, I'm killing the cultist. I mean, that's just easy enough. But then I've got 1, 2, 3 ruins. And let's see what I have on the choice of here. I think I'm going to go with the Artha Sensei, Enlightened Hero. Ooh, very nice. So I'll take that, buy that. And then I got to shuffle because I've got nothing left in my pocket here.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. Wow.
All right. what
It
you got,
tends to
Bubba?
take a little longer as you go, and I'm trying not to do too much. Turn one of these over. Monster.
Monster.
Not a monster. All right. Well, let me just get those
You know what
out.
happens? The monsters come up, and then you got no cards.
I'm just going to get those out of the way
Yeah.
first. I've got, again, Emery came up, gain of 4, but a heavy infantry 2, so I get to kill 3 cultists right up front.
I might need to eat something soon. This is pretty
Which
strong
gives me
wine.
1, 2, 3.
Cupcake. I'm eating a cupcake right now.
Oh, that sounds
I'm
good.
sorry, your turn. You can
Okay.
keep playing.
Lifebound Hero. I probably should have played that first. Lets me draw a card.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, always read your cards, as Phil
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, because I may have wanted that first because I
Yeah.
could have added it to something else, but in
Right.
this case I couldn't. So, okay, let's see. Gain 1, but pay 1 less if I buy a construct this turn. Gain 1, I may banish a card in my hand. If I do, gain an additional 1.
Good point.
Now, banishing
In your
is
hand, though,
interesting.
unfortunately, but go ahead.
Remember, we started out with really lowly cards. We started out with
You call the apprentice lowly?
The apprentice and the militia are very low cards compared to something with a 4 or 6.
Yeah.
So there's a strategy of weeding those cards out, banishing them from your hand.
That way you get cooler cards coming up faster.
Now you do lose you do possibly lose honor down the line doing that, but
Right.
your idea is to get better cards than what you have, and since you're recycling your deck, it's a
Strategy.
good strategy.
A great
So
plan.
I'm going to use this abolisher, and I can abolish 1 in my hand. Now it's kind of interesting. Now I just played this. It's technically not discarded yet. No, in this case, I'm not going to abolish anything that's in my hand because I don't have an apprentice or a militia over
What
it.
you gonna do there, kid?
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the 4,
For what power?
the 4 runes,
Oh, runes.
and I'll just get the reactor monk. So
You like reactor monks. What's up with
it
that?
took a little bit of while.
Where are the monsters when you need a monster? All right, my turn. I've got, again, very lowly hand here. I've got 4 apprentice, and I've got 1 militia. I can't do anything with 1 militia right now. I'm really getting really bad.
That's why I called them lowly cards.
Yeah. But with 4, I can either buy this guy, or I can buy this guy, or I can, I'm gonna buy 2 heavy infantry. Is what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
That's a strategy too. Just load up on one or the other of those. So. And now, so I think I have exactly the hand you just had.
Oh gosh.
I've got a militia and 4 apprentice. So,
What is it doing?
wow. I think I'd
What to
rather.
buy? What to
I
buy?
think I'd rather have a +2, the mystic, which costs me
Alright, fair
3,
enough.
which means I waste an apprentice and militia, but so be it.
Happens. All right, I like this card. I've got a Lifebound Initiate. This actually lets me gain 1 rune this turn plus 1 honor point. Okay, so I get 1 rune from that. I also get I get 3 rune from this Lifebound Hero. So that's 4 runes so far. 5 rune. So 5 rune so far.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and buy the. I like this one. You say that word. Aesthetic.
The aesthetic of the lidless eye, and the
Lidless
artwork
eye.
reflects that.
Yeah, and this one I get to play it later. It lets me draw 2 cards, which I like. And on this one I only have 3 power. Thank you. Oh,
well,
look
look
at
at
that! That wasn't even made up. 3 power to kill this monster, the Tormented Soul, which gives me 1. Oh wow, it gives me 1 honor. But it says draw a card. But to be fair.
Well, draw a card because you never know what might come up out of your hand. Well, you
+1.
can't do anything with it.
Doesn't mean no good.
But it
Oh,
could have
wait.
been like another 3
So this
or
goes
something.
here, but then I gotta put the monster in the void. Bye bye monster.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
All right, so playing a void construct, which is going to end up over here, once per turn, gain 1. Now, as soon as you add that construct over here, it's active for the current turn. So I actually do get that 1 power, but I get that every turn. It's one of those things the
Not fair.
iPad takes care of.
Yeah.
I got to remember that, otherwise I'll waste
And
it.
don't help your friends when they don't remember.
Don't help your friend. And it already becomes important because I also have a militia, which I
Nice.
couldn't do anything with alone, but now I can kill a cultist.
Hey, cultist, bye bye
So
cultist.
let's put that over here.
I got 5 again. I'm gonna turn
This
5.
down here. And then let's see what I have left. I have a hero of 2, that'll get me 2, a hero that'll get me 1, and then I have that copy the effect of a hero played. So I'm going to copy this one.
Now you got 5.
So now I've got 5.
Ooh, you can buy 5.
I want my own Flytrap Witch. So, and that's going to get me 2 down the line.
All right.
And everything gets
Just gonna be, yep.
and it is your turn.
All right, so it's my turn. Check out my hand. Actually, it's not that great. So I have 2 heavy infantry. Actually 4. That's all I have for power. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill this dragon. I have terrible with my eyesight. I'm really getting old.
It's on the screen.
Yeah, Dragon's Bane Chimera, and that cost me 3, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill that. But it also gives me 3 honor. Yay me.
It's good, right?
3 honor for me. And, oops, I'm throwing honor around. And then I also have 2, 3, 4 runes. Let me turn this card over so I don't forget. Oh, another monster came up. For 4 rune, I think I'm gonna buy. Let's see, what am I gonna buy? I'm gonna buy this one, which is the Manila Monster Void Hero for later. And it is your turn.
Oh, that was a good card then, the Hello Monster.
Good turn. By the way, you have 5 up here. Let me go ahead and tally you up here.
Okay. And I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start with, oh, this is an interesting card. Mechanica Hero. This was Cora the Ferromancer. Gets me 2 power. It also says draw a card if you control 2 or more constructs. I have 2 or more constructs, so I get to draw a card.
Right.
Now, I can't draw a card yet.
But you have to shuffle. Like I said, that's the best part of the iPad. That does it for you.
It doesn't, yeah, so you don't lose any.
You have to shuffle every few minutes.
So now, it actually was important that I left those in my discard and didn't pre-shuffle them, because some cards might say to use it from your discard. So you kind of have to follow the rules there. So I get 2 power off that. I drew a card. Now, this is where I gotta remember, Void Construct, I get another power every single turn, as long as this is out here. So I basically have 3 at this point.
Nice.
Now I can do another 3.
Nice.
With the Demon Slayer, so now I'm up to 6.
Ooh.
I can copy the effect of a hero played this turn. I'm going to copy the effect
Now you have 8.
of the Mechanica Hero.
Now you get 8.
So that'll give me 8. Now I could have got 9 with this one, but I'd rather go with this one because then I get to draw another
Somebody's
card.
killing monsters.
There is a strategy in this game to try to get cards that help you draw cards, because I've seen people play 20 cards in one turn, and it's really powerful.
That's when I get dizzy.
So let's see, I've got 8. Wow. Well, I'm just going to go right out,
Go
grab
kill
a
him.
5.
Go kill.
Let's turn that.
Yep.
That gets me game 4. Choose a construct controlled, you're going to love me for this. Choose a construct controlled by each of your opponents and destroy it.
Well, there goes my construct.
Now, destroy doesn't banish it.
I'm going to destroy it just
It
because...
just goes into the discard pile. That's a good distinction.
I'm going to kill the same one, the same thing, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
not the discard.
Oh, my discard.
Yeah, that's important because that's an easy mistake to make.
There's your
Destroy
For
and
Honor.
banish are 2 different things.
Yeah.
So,
There's your For Honor.
all right. So that card is.
Yours. No, actually.
Oh, that's the
bye-bye.
monster. That goes to the void.
You still have 3 to go, though. You
I still have 3 to
more.
go. So, might as well get a tormented soul. I'll gain
Tough
another
start, yeah.
honor. That'll go right in the
Now all
void.
the monsters are popping
And
up.
it says draw a card, so I'm drawing another card.
Jeez.
All right,
Anything
so
else you're
let's
going to play?
I'm going to play a light. So here's where things start to get crazy.
This is where I take a nap.
Lifebound Hero. Oh, draw a card. Wait. Yeah, draw a card. Lifebound Hero says I can draw a card, and I also get another rune. All right. There's no more drawing of cards. I'm done with that. So
I'm about to go get some lunch.
at this point, those are done. I've got 1 rune. I get an honor. 2 runes,
Why do you
3
love
runes,
this
4
game so
runes,
much?
5 runes, 6 runes, but I pay 1 less for a construct. I don't see any constructs, so I've got 6.
Oh, too bad you're on 7.
I really wanted that one too. I
Too
really
bad.
wanted
Oh,
it.
well.
But that's all right. I'll take the Wolf Shaman,
All the monsters popping up.
and I'll take a Mystic.
All right, fair enough. Are you done with your turn
I
finally?
am finally done with
Oh
my
my
turn.
god, I did like to go get lunch and come back. My turn?
You probably should have.
Jeez. Alright, so I've got 2, 4. This gives me 2 more. 6.
Ooh.
And then I've got this. It says banish a card in your hand. If you do, acquire a mystic or a heavy infantry and add it to your hand. So I'm actually gonna banish this lousy little apprentice card.
Oh, now it's a lousy little apprentice card.
And then I get to add a mystic or heavy infantry. Well, guess what? I'm adding heavy infantry.
Of course.
So now I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 power.
Mm-hmm.
And I can kill 2 monsters here because I'm gonna kill these 2 monsters right here. Both of these Doom, what are they called? Doom Weepers. And so they go into the, and I get 2 honor for him, and I get 2 honor for him. And, oh, I also get 2 runes on
So
each.
now you didn't even play any runes, and you have 4.
Now I have 4 runes. Oh, this turn's getting longer now. And I'm gonna go ahead with 4 runes. I'm gonna take 2 more heavy infantry.
Mhm.
I like killing monsters.
And that's probably a good strategy because we've got 4 monsters out here now. So those heavy infantry are going to start to come in handy.
All right, so at this point, you can see how the game has been played. I mean, literally, you're each taking turns, you're buying things, you're killing monsters, you're gaining honor, and you just keep doing that until the honor pool goes down to 0. Then the person who's playing finishes out their turn, of course, and then you add up your points. So we don't want to bore you to death going through every single move we're going to make here. So we hope we're just going to end the game and add up what we have to see who wins at this point. So let's add up our points.
Let's do
Let's
that
add up 5,
first.
10, 15, 17 here. But don't forget to add your honor points from your hand. I know how much I have. got?
I have a total of 42.
I have 37. I was so close.
That was close. That was pretty
This
close.
happens in the real game we play. She always wins.
It's because I had so many.
I have won in the past, but you tend
Yes,
to
you
win.
have.
He wins a lot more than I do.
Well-
He thinks more. I just want to play.
But like I said, there are a lot of strategies. You can, go after power, try to get as many monsters as you want. I've seen people kill tons of monsters, and I can't outrun them by the end of the game with this. So, and then sometimes the opposite happens. They think they're doing really well. You see their honor going up really fast, and then you come from behind and kill them at the end. So it's fun just because there are so many different strategies. You can have tons of constructs. You can have none. It all depends on how they play together. The gameplay is actually pretty simple. I mean,
Right, the
it's
mechanics
really
of the game are easy.
runes, the runes
Power.
power, acquire honor, get your honor and
Kill
total it up.
monsters.
But the complexity comes in when these cards start to interact with each other. So I would say, it's a pretty easy game to play. It's definitely
Easy to learn, but then you gotta think.
You got to keep really thinking. Don't forget your
And
constructs
it
and
is
stuff
a
like
deck
that.
building game, so don't forget what we said earlier. If you have all 6 sets, I mean, literally, this deck pile could be ridiculously huge. And the other sets have different things that can happen. They have different types of cards,
Yeah.
things you really got to pay attention to. So it really can get your mind going. But to
Yeah.
play it, the basic one's a great way to start.
Yeah.
That's why we wanted to show you the basic one today. Also remember that, you can play with more than 2 with the other games. So I want to make sure I point that out. This one's only 2.
Right.
Just to be fair, but plays less than an hour usually. If you play, we just played it really with an hour.
Yeah, when you add the other decks, it adds more complexity, more different types of things you can do. But one thing I have to say is that those decks stack extremely well. You won't add one and say, wow, this really doesn't work with this other deck. They stack extremely well. It's not a collectible card game, so you don't have to worry about playing with somebody else and they bring a special card to the table. You're going to have a fixed set of cards that come with the decks. So
Yeah, and what's also nice is just to point out back on the iPad, not that I'm trying to sell you anything because I'm not getting anything for it, but what I like about the iPad too, think about this, the Apprentice game is a little good value for the price to start learning. If you still don't want to spend a ton of money on the board games, the actual bigger boxes, the iPad version has all the versions.
yeah,
So you can buy those decks on your iPad, which is a lot less expensive. Obviously, it's not giving you physical stuff, but you can still play all the decks even on the iPad.
yeah.
So we're addicted.
Well, I'm so addicted I bought it on iPad and Android, so it's just worth it for me.
So we highly recommend.
Yes.
So we say that we highly recommend Ascension. We hope you've enjoyed watching us play a few rounds of it. We hope you try it. Let us know if you do. Or if you want to win one, don't forget to message us on Facebook by June 1st. Either you can win a game and one of those little cute dice boxes, or you can just win a dice box. We have 4 of those, as we mentioned.
Right.
And don't forget to go to Trollworks and see if you want to buy your own. You don't have to buy one with our logo on it, by the way. You can buy all sorts of logos on it. You can make your own. I mean, the guy's really talented, so we highly recommend it.
Of course, if you like our show, please subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you for those who have. I mean, we're really impressed that every week we get a couple more subscriptions. We like more than a couple, but we're very nice. We're happy to see that when we do see it. And you don't have to love our show, but if you do like it, please tell your friends.
Yes.
Appreciate it. So anyway, cheers. Wait, I don't have enough cupcake wine. Hold on.
You've been hitting it harder than I have.
I only have one glass so far, but I like cupcake in a glass. Cheers. Have fun playing.
Table for Two show created by
Missy.